next video, I'll be taking a look at Sonic Blast.
Whoops. Sonic Megamix is one of the most beloved, influential, and iconic ROM hacks of any game ever, and it's bad. Huh? And there goes all my subscribers. Not like they watch my videos anyways. Sonic Megamix initially debuted in the 2005 Sonic Hacking Contest and got steady updates until 2007 when the last Genesis version, 3.0, was released. Another version called 4.0 was released for the Sega CD in 2008, but after that Sonic Megamix was cancelled and no new updates were released until a later Sega CD build of the game referred to as 5.0 was leaked. 4.0 is generally regarded as being unstable, but 5.0 is even more unstable and is also unfinished, so I won't be talking about it much during this video. 3.0 is the last version to be released on the Genesis and the most stable, so I'll be starting with it. The title screen and following menus have a lot of polish and the presentation is strong, but unfortunately the rest of the game fails to live up to its initial amount of polish. More on that later. Megamix features a rudimentary save system that doesn't save to a cartridge like Sonic 3's save system, rather it saves your current progress in SRAM. It's not very practical though. If you turn off the console, all that data is gone. It's still very impressive for the time, and even today few hacks bother with having any kind of save feature. Megamix has 3 characters to play as, those being Sonic, Shadow, and Mighty. Sonic is extremely brain dead to play, thanks to his jump dash and homing attack combo. Most of an optimal playthrough will look like this. Making things worse is the fact that the new zones are just the stock Sonic 1 zones with palette changes. The most creative Megamix gets is with Misty Maze Zone, which is a background from Sonic CD among various bits of chaotics art, but even then the changes to the zones are very minimal. Considering this hack was made in 2007, it might be a bit unfair to critique the art like this. The Sega CD builds of Megamix overhaul the other 5 zones to have new artwork, but art only goes so far because the one constant about Megamix is the level design is terrible. Levels on Megamix were clearly designed with only Sonic's playstyle in mind. They end up being some of the most brutally linear levels I've ever had the mispleasure of playing, and I've played Sonic Forces. It almost feels like that game at times, where all I'm doing is going forward and pressing buttons. Not Green Hill Zone and Blue Starlight are the worst offenders of this, as the entirety of those levels are the exciting you holding forward and mashing the face buttons, the game. Blue Starlight at least has the excuse of coming after Misty Maze, the worst zone in the game, but not Starlight being easy is a welcome change of pace even if it's poorly designed. Almost every level in Megamix 3.0 has the problem of being way too fucking long.
This is like George Orwell.
Dark Fortress and Misty Maze are the worst offenders here. It's not uncommon to finish them with anywhere from 3 to 6 minutes on the timer, and that's with spamming jump dash like a brain-dead meta-era fan. Even the levels that aren't as terrible as Dark Fortress and Misty Maze aren't safe from bad level design. Metallic Base has a few cases of bad hazard and enemy placement. It's nowhere near as bad as the S-Factor's own Scrap Brain Recolor, but it's still not fun. Sonic 1's 3-act structure doesn't help and only makes these levels feel more monotonous, and when Megamix's levels are bad, they're really bad. Dark Fortress goes on for 10 years and it's just really boring. It's like Marble Zone but worse, which is truly an accomplishment. Misty Maze takes the worst aspects of Labyrinth and expands on them in the worst ways possible. It throws away the level design and philosophy of the first 3 zones that at least attempt to focus on speed by being painfully boring. It's still linear like the rest of the levels with few branching pathways or alternate routes, but the focus on slower paced platforming is at odds with the rest of the level design, and more importantly, it isn't fun. Easily one of the worst levels in any game I've ever played. The only semblance of fun I managed to squeeze out of this game was when I decided to play as Shadow. When I initially went to write the script for this video months ago, I blew him off, but after trying 3.0 with him, my opinion changed. Shadow doesn't have Sonic's air dash or light speed dash, instead he has a double jump with a homing attack and a boost he can do while grounded for 5 rings. For some reason his moveset clicked with me and it was much more interesting and dare I say even fun to play over Sonic's brainless mashing. I think it's a similar appeal that the Game Gear version of Sonic 2 has to me, where it's bullshit but Shadow's moveset makes it kinda fun to play. Playing as Shadow doesn't fix any of my problems with the level design though. Some people may argue that I didn't have to use Sonic's Air Dash, and if I wanted the more traditional Sonic moveset, I could just play Mighty instead, which I did, and it made the game worse. Mighty plays exactly like Sonic did in Sonic 3. He has the insta-shield and is able to use the elemental shield abilities, but since Megamix's levels are so long and you can't consistently gain speed on a dime like Sonic and Shadow can, every act you play with Mighty will have at least a minute added onto it. The final nail in the coffin is there's no benefit to exploring these levels since they're designed for you to go in a straight line blazing past everything. That appeals to some people, but they'd be better off playing games like Sonic Generations or Sonic Unleashed if they just like going fast all the time. There's really no reason to come back to Megamix 3.0 and Megamix in general because it's been outshined by plenty of other fan-made Sonic games in the last decade, which is a good thing. Sonic fans have made plenty of incredible hacks since Megamix came out, some of which I plan to review later, so why people still regard Megamix as one of the best ROM hacks is beyond me. It seems that Megamix's reputation has gotten worse over time, for good reason, but it's still liked well enough to have its own Sonic Mania mod. Anyways, there's still Megamix 4.0 to talk about, and spoiler alert, it's not better than 3.0. Actually, I think it might be worse than 3.0. In terms of level design, the only zone that's been changed is Dark Fortress, which has more automation added to it, and is overall worse. It's not so bad with Sonic, but with any other character, it's a nightmare. 4.0 also adds Tails, Knuckles, long loading times, and even more bugs. Outside of that, it doesn't add that much. 5.0 changes the art of every zone, has original CD quality music, and adds some extra style along with a new special stage, but it's very unfinished, and it's admittedly sad that those art changes were in 4.0, as it would have helped it a lot. The only thing I've been neglecting to mention so far is the soundtrack. It's entirely comprised of songs from games like Dangerous Seed, The Hybrid Front, Columns 3, Gunstar Heroes, Frystar, Cosmic Carnage, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, along with various other Sonic games. Even though none of it is original, Megamix's soundtrack still delivers. Credit where credit is due, Megamix really feels like an official Sonic game from the late 2000s. Shit gameplay, good soundtrack. If you want to play Sonic Megamix, first of all, don't, but Sonic Megamix Mania is a mod that adapts ideas from Megamix 5.0 into Sonic Mania. I didn't play it for this review, but it sure exists. Like a lot of Sonic fan games, Sonic Megamix doesn't exactly live up to the hype. While technically impressive for the time and an important piece of Sonic history, no doubt, it's just not a good game. I wouldn't recommend playing it at all unless you're interested in Sonic hacking history or hate your life.